Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Taking it outside again for another reading in Niagara Falls at my friend Mike's place. Just looking through the news, see what's kind of interesting. And apparently Fox News has reached out to Donald Trump to suggest that he participate in the debates, saying that, he's really good at the debates. He excels at the center stage and presents an opportunity for him to show off his debate skills. Yeah, Donald Trump's known for his debate skills. That's not a thing. His debate skills are basically berating his opponents. That's what passes for debate skills for him. Now, mind you, as Bo, the fifth columnist, pointed out, Chris Christie's whole campaign is basically taking it to Trump and calling him out for what he is. So I can imagine Fox News wants Trump to show up, because then you've got Chris Christie going after Trump and Trump trying to defend himself from Chris Christie. So it would be pure ratings gold, to be honest. So they're not interested in Trump's best interest. They're interested in their best interest. Trump was thinking it's kind of dumb or foolish for him to go on the debates. He's got nothing to say that hasn't already been said. You know what I mean? He's just all about outrage and attack. He doesn't have policy. But it's a spectacle. It would be an absolute show. And who's not up for that? You know, the dumpster fire that is Donald Trump and his campaign. So, let's find out. Is Donald Trump going to actually do the debates? For entertainment purposes only. All right. Donald Trump. Is Donald Trump... Tell me about the debates and the energy around the debates. Let's go see what's going on here with this. Okay, Ace of Swords. So this is going to be a moment to really make your point, which are what the debates are all about. It's driving home your point, driving home your policies, driving home everything that makes you the candidate of choice relative to all the other candidates. Now, in Donald Trump's point of view, the Ace of Swords is a very dull sword. He uses it like a club to bash his opponents. But the opponents can make... typically, you would use this to support your point of view and your policies and things along those lines. But again, I think from Fox's point of view, this is a great idea. Why? King of Cups. They will be very passionate debates. Folks are going to really be interested, especially if Trump shows up to this and the debacle that'll come up. There will be a lot of screaming and yelling and things like that going on. I think also the Fox is going to make the point that if you're going to dethrone Joe Biden, you need to come up with a point. And that point would be shown in the debates. Okay, so in the past, we have the Knight of Pentacles. I think this is Fox coming forward with their proposal to Donald Trump to say, hey, we see a lot of value in you doing these debates. Now, again, I'm laughing because they see a lot of value, but Donald isn't asking who it's going to value. He assumes what they mean, it's going to value him and do well for him, and it's not. This is all about Fox News and what's going to bring in the money for Fox News. Current situation is celebration. I think there were 3 debates, and Trump's talking about going to the first one. I think he's going to do it. Now, mind you, his campaign will tell him, don't you dare do it under any circumstances. But Trump has been hit time and time again with all these indictments and everything along those lines. This will give him a giant platform with which to say it's fake news and... it's the do-nothing Democrats just trying to vilify him, and it's a witch hunt. So this will be a great opportunity for him to state what the American people have never heard before, that this is a giant witch hunt and nobody has ever been as persecuted or treated as unfairly as he has. Because we've never heard that before, ever. Overarching energy. It's the Five of Pentacles. If Trump's not in the debates aren't... nobody's going to watch him. Plain and simple, nobody's going to watch him. It's going to be a money-losing proposition. The candidates that go to the debate, they're not going to get any traction because nobody's going to be watching it. If Fox is hosting it, nobody's going to watch it, so they're not going to get the advertising dollars. So you better believe the advertisers are telling Fox News that their advertising dollars are tied with the leading candidates being in the debate. Trump. So if you have to pay the man money, don't think for a second they won't pay him to show up to that debate. This could also be the bribe, as it were, to get him to come up. Yeah, otherwise this debate goes nowhere. And I think they'll also try to frame it with Trump that, they were, and I was reading the article that was saying, other candidates, they might do really well and gain some momentum, so you better show up. But this is all about money. The outcome, or the lesson to be learned, is the Six of Pentacles. Money talks. Advertisers, you want the money, Trump shows up. Trump doesn't show up, you don't get the money, you don't get the Nelson ratings, and we may pull funding from your news station for other things. They don't care. There's only one candidate they care about, is Trump, and the candidate they care second most about is probably Chris Christie, and then Ron DeSantis, in that order. Chris Christie, because they know Christie is going to bring the big wood to this debate and just really go after Trump and just smash him. I'm really surprised the Ace of Clubs hasn't shown up yet. But yeah, this is the advertisers basically saying, you owe it to us to get him in there. And this is Fox News telling Trump, you owe it to your base to show up. Outcome, all the monies, all the legacy. Yeah, I think he's going to show up for it. I think part of it, again, it's going to be his grievances about how the Justice Department is treating him, and he needs to show up to defend against that. I think, if they tell him, he'll be able to fundraise off of it. I suppose Fox News is probably going to throw some money at him to have him show up. I think he's going to do it. But right now he's still thinking about it. He's still thinking about it, and even in the article it said he's thinking about it. I don't know what it is that convinces Trump to do anything. I suspect it's purely money. So Fox just needs to... I was watching a Jesse Ventura video last night, and they're asking if he's going to go back and be a commentator for wrestling. He goes, if they put the decimal place in the right spot, I would. And that's the same thing with Trump. If Fox News puts the decimal place in the right spot, he's going to show up. He'll show up because money. He cares about money, money, and money. Those are the top things he cares about. I'll leave creepy other things that he cares about and the daughter that he'd like to experience them with for another video. Or just, sorry, if you just spit up your coffee in the morning, I apologize. I'm going to pause just for a second as I shuffle. Okay, shuffling done. This table is really wobbly, so when I shuffle it, it shakes it. And I imagine that does translate. Don't want to make y'all seasick. The property I'm on is probably on an acre of land at least, as are a lot of the neighbors' properties. So if you hear a riding lawnmower in the background, it's time to cut the lawn before the next thunderstorms roll through here. Okay, so what happens if Trump shows up to the debates? What will happen out of this? There's the devil himself. He shows up, all about Trump. What's going to cross with? King of Cups. Again, it's going to be a really passionate debate. It's his best chance against Biden, but I think this is just Trump being obnoxious. It's just going to be him being obnoxious, pleading to the people about how unfairly he was treated. He's not going to talk about policy at all. The lovers. He's going to talk about his love affair with the base. This is all about the base. And trying to, again, get the base activated. They're already activated with all these indictments, but he's going to appeal to the base and, basically tell them how much better off they were with him than Joe Biden and how special they are to him and all that stuff. So he's going to appeal to his love affair with his base. He'd be the star of the show. Absolutely, 100%. 3 major arcana, 4 cards so far. But he would be the star. He is the only reason why anybody would watch the debate, and he knows it, and he could be a total frickin' diva about it. And he will be. He will demand certain questions. You know, he probably would demand that he gets a mute button on his mic so he could shut everybody else up so he can talk. You know, Lord knows what he's going to ask for, but he'll ask for everything under the sun. He won't get the mute button, though, because, again, Fox News is going to want Chris Christie in there. Okay, so now we have our fourth major arcana out of 5 cards. Strength. This is all about him projecting strength. He is extremely weak right now, and he's on the ropes. He is just getting absolutely pummeled in court cases. So this is his way to show his base that he's still large and in charge. And whether it's the debate or the political forums or whatnot, or even the legal consequences, he wants to be large and in charge. Then the outcome is the planning. After the debates, he's going to look for the next thing, his next rally, maybe even look forward to the next debate if things go well. But he's going to come through this, and he's going to be contemplating. I guess it depends on how the debate goes. If the debate goes well, he'll probably do the next one. If it's a disaster, he won't do it at all. He'll just do his rallies. Outcome, Knight of Wands. Again, he will whatever things he's contemplating, he'll put into action. And again, to me, it's going to depend on everything that is going on with the debates. But underneath it all is the World card. Donald Trump has already apexed as far as political powers, and now he's on the decline. And if he wants to get into the White House again, he's going to have to pull out all the stops in order to do that. And the debates are one of the stops. I think, though, the debates aren't going to go well for him. I think, again, it's going to be... it's just going to show people who he is. For the folks who haven't quite figured out who he is, maybe it's going to give them a little bit more of an idea of who he is. And we'll see what happens. Now I'm going to throw on what happens if he doesn't show up. Hang on for a second. Well, if my shuffling has anything to do with the outcome of the second debates, it's going to be a debacle. Just trying to shuffle normally out here, and the cards are just all stacking up. They're not flowing nicely. Okay, so what happens if Trump doesn't show up to this debate? What's going to happen for... I'm just going to ask what happens to Trump if he doesn't show up for the debate. I know what's going to happen in the debate. I think we can all predict that. Ain't nothing going to happen with that debate if he doesn't show up. It's all about him. He's such a prima donna. Okay, walking away. That would be him walking away from the debate. And Queen of Wands. And then, thinking about what his next course of action is going to be. So, okay, good. So if he doesn't show up to the debate, here's that. What's his next course of action? So he walks away from it. Now he has to think, what's he going to do next? What's his next plan? So in the past, Ace of Swords, the debate were always a strong point for him. When he was in 2016, he was a relative, well, I wouldn't say he was a political nobody. Everybody knew who he was, but he had no platform. And he came on, and he was so outrageous that he kept getting free press coverage. And that absolutely launched his campaign and made him relevant, and ultimately gave him enough votes that he could be sworn in by the Electoral College. Now, we can debate whether or not there were shenanigans going on. But again, he got close enough where if there were shenanigans, it got him over the top. So debates work for him. Debates were his friend. Current situation, though, is betrayal and heartbreak. Right now, though, if he were to walk away, his next action is going to be, again, airing the grievances of the Justice Department that they've done to him. That, this is not fair, it's a witch hunt, yada, 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 yada. And he would, what he's going to say? He'll say that Fox News, he wanted to be on the debates, but Fox News didn't give him the things that he required. They just couldn't come to an agreement on it. Translation, they didn't give me enough money, they didn't give me enough control, they didn't give me everything I wanted on a silver platter. So I wanted to do it, but I just couldn't. I couldn't in good faith. It would be a betrayal to his base. And then he goes quiet for a while. he probably wouldn't do any of the debate. If he doesn't do the first one, he's not going to do any of the debates. So he kind of goes quiet because the only time you're going to see him is during his rallies. There's not going to be any news cycles carrying a positive message about him, and Fox probably won't carry positive messages about him because he's not playing ball with them. So all that you're going to hear about are the court cases. You're going to hear about, you're going to hear about the Georgia court case. You can hear about the January 6th insurrection court case. You can hear about Mar-a-Lago, and then underneath you've got, his presidential bid is quiet, but these other things are loud. So he has to kind of contemplate, if he walks away from this, how is he going to dominate the news cycle? And he's going to miss how it was in 2016 when he was the new kid on the block and he was everybody's darling, and he used the debates to get his message across, and his message was just to name call everybody else around him. Outcome. Same card. Knight of Wands. To Donald Trump, it doesn't matter. If he goes to the debate, if he doesn't go to the debate, it doesn't matter. He's going to go forward with his plans, whatever his plans are. The debate is just like a giant ego boost. But it doesn't change his overall strategy or non-strategy, which is pretty much to raise money. Because what's underneath it? It's the raise money card. He will still go behind the scenes. He'll still be, with his PAC, trying to get dark money into his PAC to pay his legal bills. He'll be trying to cut deals behind the scenes with other people to advance his agenda, which is him not going to prison and him getting lots of money. And if he has to be the president to do that, so be it. But if he could figure out a way to not go to prison and make lots of money in the process, he'd do that. Because that's what he wants. Probably in that order. Not go to prison, make lots of money. Actually, they kind of go hand in hand. Because he could sign a bunch of deals. Oh, I forgot. And maintain face. Because, he certainly could do a plea deal that keeps him out of prison and would cost him some money in fines or something like that, or maybe house arrest, who knows. But he won't do that because then he looks weak. And he's got to have that strength card, right? Okay. So, that's my reading on Donald Trump. Fox News absolutely wants him on the debates. If he goes to the debates or he doesn't go to the debate, it doesn't really matter because he's going to just raise money and be the aggrieved ex-president, the worst treated, witch-hunted ex-president ever. All right. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for watching this reading, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.